Good afternoon. So I am out here in the garden. It is quite a nice afternoon. We've had a lot of hot weather here lately, like in the high 90s with heat indexes in the hundreds. So it has been a little rough, but today is not so bad. So I'm able to get out here this afternoon in the garden. It's overcast and not that bad, and try to get some work done. I've noticed I've just been coming out here to check things quickly because it is a little warm, and I've noticed a couple things that I thought y'all would like to know how we deal with, and then y'all are probably noticing the same thing and wondering what it is, because they can be a little tricky to hide, not hide, but a little tricky to find sometimes. So I'm going to turn y'all around. All right, so I'm out here in my tomatoes. You can see my beautiful tomatoes coming in, and I really need to tend to some of them. I've kind of been slacking on a lot of them because it has been so hot. But this is why I like to, one of the reasons I like tarp, the fabric on the ground, is you can see the ground, and that's sometimes really important when it comes to pests. And one of the pests that we are noticing is our green hornworms, and you can see all the tracks that he has been on my tomatoes on the ground here. All those little black dots are its poop, so I know there's a green hornworm somewhere up here, and I have gotten one or two off already. So I may have gotten the current ones off that are on here. But the thing is they're really hard to find, and it looks like I have more than just green hornworms out here. So I just saw another type of pest. So we have this kind of worm right here. Grady, go look over there and grab my to eat the leaves. So we are just going to snip, and he's dropped to the ground, and I'm just going to slice him. One of the ways you know you have green hornworms up on your stuff, not only do you have the poop at the bottom, but you also have stems looking like this that are bare with no leaves on it. And usually that's where you can start looking to see where your green hornworms are. And I have spotted one. You can see his little butt right there. So here's a little bitty one. We have had some quite a bit bigger ones than this. So all I'm going to do with this bad boy is I'm going to pick that leaf off, because I don't personally like touching them, but this is what they look like. And they can be, you know, about this size all the way up to a lot bigger. The one I picked first thing this morning was about 4 times the size of this one. And what I personally do with these is right here, I usually take them to the coop if the girls are inside, but Matilda, hey, look at there. And she's gonna find that booger, and that is going to be her snack. So she's gonna eat that thing up. Now, these can, as you saw, they are very green. They are very close to the same color as our plants here. So they can be very difficult to find. And thankfully, I am not seeing too many poopy spots on the ground. So I don't think that I have too many of them on my tomato plants. But what I have noticed is something I planted this year. Watch out, Grady. Is this. If you don't know what this is, this right here, this plant with these blue, dark black berries on them and green berries, these are called garden huckleberries. And I will post, or I will not post, but I will tag the creator that I heard this from to plant these in your garden. And this has been the best, best pest attractant I have found so far. And when I say attractant, literally these things are loaded with bugs that I do not want on the rest of my garden. I'm finding them more on this, and the good thing is they're not messing with the berries, so I can harvest those if I want to. So I'm going to take y'all over to one of the plants that I know has a bunch of poop on the bottom of the plant, so y'all can see that. So over here, if you look, it is loaded down with a bunch of poop from our green hornworms, and they are eating this up. And you can see I've got quite a bit of damage to the leaves and stuff on this thing. So we're gonna look through here and see if we can find the culprit so that we can possibly get rid of him. So I'm gonna set y'all up here from there. So I see a lot of poop on the ground under the limbs. So we're just gonna walk through the limbs, and you can see too that these things have a lot of aphids on them, which we're gonna take care of that later today also. Right now I'm really worried about the green hornworms because I really wanna get those off and give them to the chickens. So we're just gonna look through, and I already see a really big dude, and it looks like he's actually munching on the berries, which we do not want. So I'll let y'all come over here and see this big thing, because he's good size. He's way bigger than the last one. So I'm gonna leave y'all there and see if y'all can spot him. Sometimes they can be really difficult to spot because they are similar in color, but he is right here, this big dude. Yeah, he's not happy I'm messing with him. But you can see he's been on here for a minute. He's grown really hard. You can also, I'm gonna bring y'all in some and see if y'all can hear him clack. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but that is him munching his teeth. I'm assuming what are teeth together. So all I'm gonna do with him is I'm gonna close these up, and I'm going to, again, I don't like to touch these things. They're just, ugh. So I knock them off usually. And then I usually try to pick them up with either my cutters, or I'll pick them up with, let them like rest on a stick or something. And then I am going to take these over to the chickens. So I'm going to take this bad boy over there right now, and then we'll come back and see if we can find another one. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to continue to look on all the branches, because there is poop everywhere, and I've already found another guy here. So we're going to go ahead and get him off, and he's just on a leaf, so I'm going to just clip that leaf off. Oh, he was on a leaf with berries, but that's okay too. So we're going to leave him there, and we're going to keep looking. Something that is really neat with these guys, they're neat looking to me, but what's really cool too is if you have a black light, so we do this sometimes at night if we can't find them, is they will glow in the dark if you have a black light. It's not super bright glow in the dark, but it's enough that you can find them amongst the green, because like I said, they're pretty green, so it sometimes can be very hard to find them. So we're gonna look on this other branch over here. Not seeing one there, and then let's look on this one. There's some damage over here too. So I'm not seeing any there. I did plant these huckleberries. I thought I planted them far enough apart, but I did not apparently, and so some of them are touching. So I do see on the ones right here that I have in a row that are touching that there is a lot of poop under them. So I'm gonna continue on, and I will show you how many I find at the end. Okay, so it looks like we only found 2 this go round, which is great. I have found some this morning, but 2 is pretty good to find during the day. We are gonna come out here at night, probably tonight, with we have a black light flashlight. So we're gonna come out here tonight and see if we can find some more, because these things will wreak havoc, and they can do it pretty quickly before you even realize that they've done anything. Especially on your tomato plants. They will get on those tomato plants and they will just destroy them. So if you can get them off, if you have chickens, they're a great snack for your chickens. If you don't have chickens, you can just squish them. Now, when you do squish them, they are quite juicy little critters. So just forewarning, you will get green juice probably everywhere. So just forewarning. But keep a lookout for these, because like I said, it is the season for them. Once it gets hot like it is right now, they tend to come out, and they will be out for the rest of the season until it gets cold again. So this is something that you will have to look for periodically. I try to look for them every time I come out here, just to make sure they're not getting on my tomato plants. But planting the garden huckleberries this year has definitely something I will do from now on. It's insane how great of a trap crop it is for pests like these and other pests out there that are trying to get into my other plants. So if you have any questions, let me know. So I am out here hunting for the greenhorn worms that I was talking about earlier, and it is now night. It's almost dark. As you can see, there's still a little bit of light out here, but it is dark enough to be out here to looking for these things. So I'm going to turn you around and let you see where I'm back out here on our huckleberry bushes that I was at earlier. The exact same ones that I looked over, and I knew that I would probably miss some because they are just so easy to miss because they blend in with everything. And if you look right up there, you can see, and you can see how well with the black light that they stand out whenever you shine it on them, you can definitely see them, and they're a lot easier to get. So I'm gonna grab this guy and get rid of him. Now, normally at night, my chickens are sleeping, so they're not gonna want to eat that. So we're just gonna squish him at night. So I'm gonna continue hunting and see how many we find.